everybody. My name is Kyle the Irishman Morrow, and welcome to Nobody's Listening. It has been a wild ride to get to this. We've had a lot going on. Got some fun stories we're going to talk about, but mainly this is going to be our Halloween special. And I guess I should introduce the team. What do you guys think?
Well, since I've got the title card already up on screen, go
ahead. Well, then screw it. We'll just skip all of it then. How about that? No. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the audio guy here on my right, your left. He's got a scary face, so scary that it really doesn't need a mask for Halloween. This is
Alex, Fat Man Gregory.
And then on my left here, running the video and all the really cool stuff you've actually seen here today, is probably one of the scariest guys in the world. As a matter of fact, he happens to be a cop, and his face is so ugly that he doesn't have to touch his utility belt. They just do whatever he wants the minute they look at him. And his name is?
James Papa Fozzie Leach.
And then all the way there on the bottom, he makes little kids cry just by walking in a room, no matter what season it is. And he is Fat Bat. All right, everybody. So we've got an interesting little show to go on. I'm kind of excited to.
Yeah. We got some good stuff to talk about.
And we're going to have a little bit of fun towards the end, actually. So that's going to be interesting. We're actually going to get into some little bit of a debate.
Little bit of a debate.
The debate.
The debate.
All right. So actually, do you want to go ahead and just hit the first story, or are we going to chit-chat for a second, or what was the plan?
Well, it doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do.
You know what? Let's just go ahead and pop that first story so that way everybody can kind of get that out of the way. It's a little bit boring.
Story number one.
But it's not too bad. It's actually very interesting. We're calling this one Jason in the Lake. So apparently, this came out back in 2014, but it's gained some hype here of late. Once again, due to a petition to keep a actual statue of Jason that is in a lake where scuba divers actually like to go to, and they even have a little sign that points to Camp Crystal Lake. But according to the park reserve, they count it as the word litter. But there's more. There's actually two statues. There's one that is actually in Crosby, Minnesota, and then the other one is in Lake Pleasant in Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the one that we have, the one in Lake Pleasant. That's the one that I have photos of.
Okay.
Are they the exact same?
They're not
statue?
Exactly the same, but they're pretty
custom
close.
Built?
Yeah, they're both custom built.
Okay.
But it's not too much of a difference. They're both holding the machete. Both of them actually have chains kind of holding them down.
All right.
But
so
all
it
in
kind
all,
of harkens back to that. Which Jason was it?
The one that actually got removed was actually the one in Lake Pleasant.
No. The which Jason movie was it where he got chained into the bottom of the lake?
Wasn't that 9?
I don't know. It was number 54. I don't know. There's so many of those movies.
They keep adding.
They keep making
Jason number 666. Actually, I think they already made that one.
Jason goes to hell.
Yeah.
That was the one that led up to the prelude of Freddy versus Jason, and it took 15 years for that
Something
to happen.
like that.
People had forgotten about it, basically.
Yeah.
It's only a certain type of person that watches Jason
and then we
movies.
had Freddy versus Jason, and everybody forgot it too.
Yeah.
I actually liked it.
It was
all right. It was okay.
It was a slash fest.
I'm not saying it was bad. It's just not the most memorable horror movie ever.
I agree. Well, the one that the artist who actually did the one in Crosby, Minnesota, is actually named Curtis Lahr, Lahr. I hope I'm saying that right. Lahr.
As in Lars Ulrich?
Yeah, this is the one that's actually still standing. You can go see it today. But the issue is you have to be an experienced scuba diver to actually go and see this thing because it's actually 120 feet at the bottom of the lake.
Yep, I'm out.
Look, I can't hold my breath to go under 6 foot.
Yeah, so obviously you need the scuba gear to go and see it. But it's like in a really dark place, and it's chained, and it's kind of semi-floating at the bottom of the lake. And so that's what makes it really interesting is it's just kind of there, and it's looking up. And if you get it on a certain time of day, there's like this little sunshine that comes across the mask as if like he's waiting for a boat to come by.
Ah.
Creepy.
It's extremely creepy, too. And it took me a while to actually dig through all these articles. Also, Curtis Lahr actually has a YouTube channel, too. You can go check him out. It's actually, it's just his name, Curtis Lahr. Curtis. And then Lahr. Go check out his Instagram and his YouTube. Mainly, it's diving videos. That's mainly what he does. But he actually does have videos of the one in Minnesota. And if you want to see how creepy it is, you can definitely go check it out on your own. As for the other one, the one that was done in Arizona that has been removed by park officials.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. It was really disappointing. Is done by Zachary Nagy, Nagy. What are these guys' last names? But all in all, it was actually a really interesting piece. I went through a buttload of articles because it's been around since like 2014, I think, or at least the one in Arizona was. And so there is like, you type in these names and you find article after article after article after article of these things. I read over 6 to 8 articles, watched, I want to say about 3 to 4 YouTube videos, and went through a buttload of pictures just to find stuff on it. And it is insane the amount of stuff. And there was a lot of debate over who did what, when, where, why. Because if I'm not mistaken, the first one in Arizona, they didn't know who did it. He did it without their knowledge. I'm trying to picture how that works. Like, do you get your friends with your scuba gear and you back the truck up with the statue on it? Like, how does that work?
Just adds the mystery.
You just show up at midnight.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, eventually, obviously, they figured out who it was, or the internet figured it out. We're not entirely sure. Or I'm not entirely sure. I tried to find out who figured it out, but there was really nothing else on it. It's just one of those weird things that I thought, yeah, you can see actually some of the pictures down below there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, bring that back up. Yeah, some of the, I mean, it's just creepy. Actually, I think that's Lar right there. I think I saw that on his Instagram.
That's the one that from the story.
Yeah,
not the one in Arizona.
Yeah, that is insane. That is like one of the craziest things. So if you're a big horror movie fan, you can definitely go check it out on his YouTube and his Instagram. He's got some pretty good diving videos too. I actually watched 1 or 2. It was kind of nice. I need to go back. I should have subscribed to his channel because that was kind of cool to see. Some of the stuff he sees is really awesome. But sorry.
Bless you, my child.
Bless you, babe. Are you gonna look it up?
Yeah, I'm gonna look up Curtis Lar.
Yeah, look up Curtis Lar because. But anyway,
How do you spell his last name?
Lahr.
Lahr.
Yeah. And so you can see automatically.
Curtis Lar, 2.6 thousand subscribers.
It's
That's
that
him.
one. It's definitely that one.
Yep.
We know. You can't see what's going on. Anyway,
I'll put a picture in later if I can.
yeah. You try to put in a picture or a link to his YouTube channel so people can actually see.
I will.
Because it's pretty cool. It's actually a cool little place to go check out. And he does have an Instagram under the same name. Definitely go check him out. As for the other guy, I didn't have time to do research on the other guy, so sorry if you do have a YouTube channel and or whatever. Y'all guys can look it up. It's ZACHARY. And then the last name is Nagy. Nagy.
Zachary Nagy.
Zachary Nagy. All right. Do we want to go ahead and just jump, or do we want to continue talking about the Jason issue here?
I don't know. It brings up.
Well, my real question is, would y'all count that as litter?
No, it's art. I mean, if there's things, if it's made with materials that's poisoning the water,
Yeah, then
that's what they were trying to claim. But at the same time, there was a
you got to
petition.
think it's probably just a drop in the bucket compared to what's get dumped into our water every day.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, wait, the one in Arizona is not. Never mind. No, I was thinking of the one in Minnesota. Is actually a mine pit.
Oh yeah.
No. Oh, well, that ain't hurting anything.
Yeah, so that's why I guess they're not removing it because
you're going to get metal poisoning.
But the one in Arizona, I believe, is in a park, if I'm not mistaken, if I checked that right.
Well, they've got their rules about what can and can't.
Well, what they were doing was actually removing litter when they found it, and supposedly, according to one of the articles I read, I can't remember which one, so don't really quote me on it. And I don't even know if it's totally true. But supposedly, I'm going to go ahead and say it that way. It scared the mess out of him because he came around a corner and saw it just like semi-floating there.
Well, couldn't they
Can you
seal
imagine
it?
being the diver on that one?
Yeah.
Oh shit! It's Jason.
Couldn't they seal it inside of an airtight acrylic tank so
Wouldn't
that nothing could?
I guess
seep in
to
it?
kind of
because
keep
acrylic. I mean, it's the same stuff they make fish tanks out of.
No, that's true, but wouldn't it float?
Not if they anchor.
Not
it to the
fill with
bottom.
water.
Maybe.
Yeah, fill it with its own water. Let it soak in its own water.
Well, actually, one of the really cool parts that I actually liked about the statue, and this is just me personally, is it's had decay. Because it's been down there since like 2014, so it really gives that real creepy look to it, and it is terrifying. Now, the one in Minnesota does have a creepy aspect to it too, but that was done through art. It hasn't had the age, from what I understand. So,
Sorry, I have nervous leg.
Just kicks him straight across the face. Sorry, I have nervous leg. But I mean, there's not a lot to the story. We just thought it would be really cool to talk about.
That is cool, though.
It is cool. It is really cool. I know we're kind of with this story, but it's one of those things that you can't really get away from. And I hate the fact that they removed the first one. I mean, the first one got so much hype. Phones.
I'm a very popular individual.
And that's why mine is sitting over there out of reach.
Actually, I need to put mine on mute.
Go ahead and put that on mute for us, darling.
Yeah, I'll put
And see, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I do the sound stuff. My phone's actually quiet and already put up.
Give me a second. I'm working on it.
A good note for me for next week to get on to them three.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump to the second story. James, can we get the card, please?
There you go.
So, as of this week, actually, Del Toro has decided to do a Pinocchio film?
What's his first name?
No. Guillermo del Toro.
Camilio del Toro.
Camilio del Toro.
Antonio Banderas.
Apparently, he actually won an award.
Yeah.
For
I think he's won a few of
actually,
them.
he's mainly known for doing The Hobbit, Pacific Rim, Hellboy.
Which Hobbit?
The newer ones. The newer ones.
Okay.
Yeah. He had to do with all that, and then he's got Pan's Labyrinth as well. Did I just say that wrong? Pan's Labyrinth. I don't know. I had a slow moment. And then, of course, the one that he actually won the award for is The Shape of Water, which is monster porn that somehow made it on the big screen. And it is. Have you ever seen it?
I've only seen Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh my God, that is. Look, if you've
He
never
also
seen
did
it,
Hellboy 2, something.
Golden Army.
Yeah, Golden Army. Yeah, we sat down to watch it because we were really curious because it kind of feels like it's a connection to Hellboy. He says that it's not. But obviously the creature looks a lot like Abe Sapien, the creature in Hellboy.
Yeah.
God bless you, my son.
God bless you, my child.
But y'all, within the first 5 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and warn you, if you have children, cover their ears. But within the first 5 minutes, the woman actually masturbates on screen.
What?
Wow.
Okay, what's the name of this movie?
You don't see anything first off. I'm going to go ahead and make that
I
clear.
have a very active imagination.
But it was one of those incidences where you throw on a movie expecting kind of something awkward in the first place, and then immediately turns into something that you're like, oh, well, I'm so glad my parents aren't watching with me. It was an odd film, and he won an award for it. As well as the co-director of the Pinocchio film that's getting ready to come out is actually Mark Gustafson. Gustafson. I can't read names. Can you tell? Anyway, he actually is very well known for his stop motion animation on working on the 2009 Fantastic Mr. Fox. Excuse me. You took away my notes. Damn it! I work in a very specific way. I'm kind of like a mad genius, so it's like scribbling sideways and whatnot. That's just how I do it.
That's not a mad genius.
That is a mad genius. I was writing in a hurry and I spelled Mexican wrong. I know it.
The bad part is, if Kyle ever gets Alzheimer's, we won't be able to figure it out for a few years.
I know, that's the best part. That's why I like it this way. But anyway, this is actually only going to be on Netflix, by the way.
A lot of them are doing that original content.
Well, it gets weirder. It's going to be a musical.
Why?
Like the first one?
Why? Well,
Why?
actually, it's technically not the first one.
So, Pan's Labyrinth, but musical with Pinocchio
Supposedly.
story.
Supposedly.
I wonder how long his
there's
nose
not a-
gets.
There's not a lot of information actually on this
Lie to me,
piece.
Pinocchio.
The big thing to me is, are they going to stick closer to Disney's little fairy tale story of it, or the original? Where
No
he
one Del Toro.
squishes Jiminy right out the door. I mean,
Well, the way he made it sound was it was going to be darker than the one we all know and love was his words.
It's probably going to be
So
closer
more-
to the literary work.
I was
Yeah.
thinking more along the lines of half and half of what we know from the books, and then the 1940s Disney release of Pinocchio. Got no strings to hold me down. Something really weird. But it gets weirder too. Let me go ahead and point this out. He actually stated that the movie is actually going to take place during Benito Mussolini, the fascist reign of Italy through 1943 through 1945. It's actually going to take place in a fascist Italy. He's actually going to have it to where it's pushed forward in time.
Okay, what time?
Well, at least the trains will run on time in the movie.
But yeah, I mean that's the plan. They're basically taking the book.
It's a darker Pinocchio with racism.
Basically, that's kind of how it sounds to me. I don't know if that's the direction they were wanting to go in the first place.
So it's going to have a real life feel to it by using a
real
world event.
Yeah, that actually took place
to tie it in.
So
with it.
I'm not entirely sure why he's doing it this way. To be honest with you, I mean basically he's taking the 1833 book and the 1940s movie, making it all stop motion animation and turning it into a musical that's going to feel like Pan's Labyrinth is what I'm guessing.
I'm game.
I'm interested.
I've already got a Netflix account, so I'll watch it.
I mean, Andrew, what do you think? Is it too much or not enough?
Well, I never really liked Pinocchio to begin with.
You are not my biological sibling.
Bull crap.
We look too much alike.
Exactly.
I mean,
we have the same phone voice.
They have the same father.
They have the same father.
I need a blood test for that.
I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think that maybe there's going to be like a hint of Hitler somewhere in there?
I think so.
Probably.
It's going to be.
It's got to be something like that because I'm not entirely sure where they're going with this. I'm feeling the whole everybody's a racist vibe, especially if you're white and male. Like
if you're a white male in today's world, you're a racist and a sexist and a rapist.
And yeah, basically everything the above that's negative in this world.
Every bad ist.
Even having cyst.
I'm not sure how I feel about this film. It's going to be one of those weird things where it doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. Like, how are you going to write this? I can't remember. Oh, dang. I meant to write that down and I didn't. But I can't remember the guy that he actually co-wrote this with. It was like Sean something, I think.
That's why you should write things down.
Oh, well, that's usually why I write things down. But I had like 50 things going on at one time when I was doing this. But anyway, yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to this story because it just came out. It's very awkward. And I'm...
Go ahead. Keep talking. Hang on just a second.
No, it's very awkward. Mm-hmm. You've made it awkward now. Hi, everybody.
I just break the fourth wall.
You did. You broke the fourth wall.
Bad.
Like, it's terrible. One. Sorry about the interruption, folks. We we kind of got interrupted on that one. That was kind of awkward.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird stare there. I didn't know how to feel about it. It was like a deer in headlights. Anyway, back to the Pinocchio story where we are sorry about that. But anyway, I mean, how do you think the music's going to be, though?
I think the music is going to be weird.
I'm hoping for dark and creepy.
It's going to be weird.
Are we talking like Dark Crystal, kind of dark and creepy?
That wouldn't be bad.
I don't think it would be bad either, but at the same time, I kind of wonder.
I think it may be more Dark Crystal versus Nightmare Before Christmas. Definitely, I mean, more Dark Crystal-ish.
I don't know if I like the idea of the whole Nightmare Before Christmas idea, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. I personally am not going to hold my hopes out for the film. I'm interested in the film. Good job.
No, we can go with that.
I'm very interested in the film. I'm
gonna watch it.
I will too, just because it is Del Toro, and on top of it all, it is Pinocchio, and I mean, it's got to be awkward. It's got to be weird. So I'm kind of excited, kind of nervous all about this piece.
Yeah. Then Pan's Labyrinth. I mean, anybody like me likes foreign movies. I'll vouch for him on that one alone. I mean,
I sat through it. I read the subtitles and everything, I hate subtitles.
I hate reading subtitles. I won't even watch.
If I want to read, I'll read a book. But I actually watched that.
That movie was definitely a good mix of fantasy and
weirdness.
What the heck?
It took place during World War II also, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it did actually.
Spanish Civil War.
The Spanish
I'm starting to
Civil
see
War.
a pattern.
It's been
here.
a long time.
Same thing, basically.
He has a thing for
Maybe it's not a racism thing. Who knows?
the
Maybe
dark and
it's
macabre mixed with historical events.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of a very dark time in our world,
And that
our
is a
universe.
good way that is a good way to tie something together too. I mean,
Yeah.
dark times, dark story.
I mean, Pinocchio was done back in dark times too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so
When did it come out? 1830?
it came out on 18 and well, it became a book in 1833.
Okay, but it was like a folk tale.
Yeah, it was like
something?
it was more like a comic book that was actually given out to children, and supposedly it was supposed to scare kids into listening to their parents.
How well did that work?
Well, I mean, the very beginning of the
got made
story,
into a book
Jiminy
and movie.
Cricket gets crushed and he gets haunted by Jiminy Cricket's ghost. That kind of messed up. Try to imagine reading that to your children now. Let that sink in for just a minute. It's one of those moments where it's like, that's pretty messed up.
Excuse me.
Like, why would you let children read this? But I mean, it was different times. It was a totally different world. And the whole
Yeah, I mean, you got kids that were.
the whole donkey thing was very dark too.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was so dark.
I never read the book.
I've read
No,
bits
even
and pieces of it.
Dude, even in the cartoon, even you got to admit the whole
Donkey thing was kind of dark. There was a dark
Try
feel
to
even
ma-
to the Disney movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
try to imagine that only 20 times worse.
Yeah.
Like it pushed some bounds, and that's what the book was about. I mean, it was so messed up. And they came out with like, I want to say somewhere around 30 to 40 issues, if I read correctly. And then after it was all done, and he kind of just left Pinocchio alone and was like, "I'm not going to do this anymore." People started, wanting more and more and more, and he continued doing it till he got to the point of the whale scene. And then he was like, "You know what? Screw it. I'll just make it into a book, and then people will leave me alone."
Yeah.
That's kind of genius, actually. When people clamor for comic books, essentially that's
So
what it was.
It was a type of comic book.
In a,
for that time.
yeah, in a way,
Okay.
yeah. It was kind of that same concept.
picture book.
Yeah,
picture
basically,
book?
yeah. It was
You know, single picture reference with the story underneath. Kind of like a regular kids book now, not so much a comic book.
Yeah. Alex keeps giving me these looks.
No, I'm giving him the looks.
Okay, well, I'm slowly figuring out how to talk into a microphone.
The headphones
I
definitely help.
like the butter you brought me.
all right.
There's a story to all of that, and we'll get around to it.
We'll get around to that maybe one day, hopefully soon. Actually, I'm kind of excited about that. But anyway, no, I mean, do you think it's going to work? Do you think it's actually going to be anything worth watching on Netflix?
Well, it's hard to tell if anything's going to work on Netflix until after.
I mean,
it's
you
been
got
out
the
for a
World War
while.
II aspect. It's going to be stop motion animation.
Right.
It's going to be a dark musical, supposedly. Supposedly. I'm making words up as today goes
Adding
on.
B's and D's,
To all my things.
A's to butter.
But
Butter.
But I
and
mean, a puppet in a Nazi world.
see, Pinocchio was all about learning how to be human.
To be a,
So he's
to be
so
a good boy.
To see both sides, to see the extreme good and the extreme bad from the fascist regime and what elements they're putting in it. See, all of that's going to influence him.
Yeah.
He's going to have to make a choice which way he's going to go.
Kind of like Fable.
Yeah. Pretty much.
There's a possibility.
I had to bring that up. I'm sorry because we talked about that last night. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very conflicted about it because I do like the books because the book was kind of dark. What I did read of it, I kind of got bored with it, and I don't read Italian.
You got to do this.
It's a lot of this. It's a lot of this.
Peter Griffin. When he had the mustache.
Yeah, I remember
It was
that.
like that. You can't speak Italian just because you have a mustache. And then the guy understood him.
Yeah, he started doing this, and it changed everything.
I found the perfect position for me on the microphone.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is.
I'm just
You just
kind
got
of
to find
offset
that.
to the sides. I can see you guys. And when I look
That's
over
why
here,
I turned my head awkward. I
Why
looked
do you
at that
wanna
at
look this way?
the first upload, and I was like, "Why do I do this?" And I went, "Oh yeah, I was going around the mic. I was trying to."
around the mic.
Around the
Seriously,
mic.
Why would
Love
you
the
look this
mic.
way?
That's a lot of talking going on at one time. We're sorry if you have.
I'm not that
headphones.
pretty. Why are you looking at me? Stop looking at me.
So, are we going to do the middle segment at all?
Which one?
Then obviously we're not. All right, so we're going to skip on
Why
to
don't we go
the.
ahead and just do it, man?
All right,
How
well,
about is it?
start telling us about your product. Then.
Okay.
Is
What?
it necessary? So right now we're going to do is it necessary? These two dodo birds don't understand the concept. Strangely enough, he did. So He's basically the only one that actually turned anything into me.
I turned in things, but you denied them.
You sent me.
Same here.
He literally sent me a list. I'm not joking. He sent me a 12-person list of weird products. That's
Pick
all he
one.
sent me because he actually looked up a article that's called 12 Weird Products and just sent it to me and was like, there you go. And I'm
There it
like,
is. Pick one.
you have to be
familiar
able
with
to
all
tell
of
me
them.
about the product. And then we decide if it's necessary. But since he actually found one that I kind of questioned.
I want to talk about mine. Pre-peeled bananas. Pre-peeled bananas. Why do you need pre-peeled bananas?
That just sounds like a sex joke.
It really does. Okay, well, tell us
There's
about your
3 in a
pre-filled-
pack. They come like 3 in a pack. They sell
Why?
them like
It's kind of like hot dogs. They have to be uneven with everything.
I know. I know. It's like 3 in a pack, and they're already peeled. Why?
Is it this
Are
difficult?
people-
Is this
is it this
difficult?
hard?
Like, is this hard to do?
Let's just take it out of its original wrapper
And put it in another wrapper.
that nature created that was perfect. And we're going to do this.
Put it in another wrapper because
I
you're going to
mean-
have to open either one. You'd have to peel it, or you'd have to peel it out of the cellophane styrofoam.
If you
wrapper.
stop and think about it, actually, Chiquita, the banana company, is actually pretty freaking genius. They just went, hey, it's already wrapped. Slap a sticker on it and send it out.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, is that necessary to have it pre-peeled? But you've got to take it out
I mean,
of the package.
it would be cool for kids because, that's
no,
always...
no.
But then
no.
again, if you hand it to your freaking kid, if you peel it beforehand...
It makes them feel like they're big kids if they mush it up trying to peel it themselves. So if you hand it to them out of the bag, they're going to want to take it out of the cellophane.
Yeah, but then you're going to have those special kids that are going to try to eat the cellophane.
That's all kids. All kids
All
of a certain
kids
age do that.
That's not a special kid's
But at
kind
least
of
with a regular
situation.
banana peel, they can eat the whole thing and they're not going to, suffocate normally.
Normally.
You got certain cases.
Some kids just don't need to be left alone with T-shirts and socks.
I don't know. Do you think that
Peeled.
pre-peeled bananas is actually a necessary thing to me?
Pre-packaged and pre-peeled.
I don't think it's necessary. I think it's dumb.
It's the dumbest thing I've heard all week.
And he didn't like my suggestion until I forced it just now.
He had to make it up as time went on. And he waited till now to decide to tell me that that's what he was looking at.
I sent you an article to the pre-peeled bananas.
You sent me an article that had 12 odd products. That's what
I
it
sent
read.
an article.
I'm
Never
being,
mind, we
I'm
don't
being
have time.
serious. That's what it said. And so I looked at it, and I didn't even bother opening the damn article because I'm like, you just sent me a bunch of crap.
Ladies, come on.
Girls are both pretty.
Now shut up.
No, y'all aren't.
Kiss, makeup, and let's go.
Don't. No, okay. I like it when you shake your hips at me.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's another thing we have eventually coming up, and that will make complete sense when we do that.
Just remember, be careful what you comment.
Careful what you comment.
It's going to be awesome. I really can't wait to do that. We've got to go shopping.
I'm waiting for the trolls eventually, just for that particular skit part.
Oh, it's going to be fun. So, Bitchute, YouTube, here's looking at you because it's going to be fun. I'm excited. Be careful what you comment on other people's videos, or on our videos anyway. All right, so let's go ahead and hit the last story because this one I'm actually really excited about.
Yes.
This one is the
This
hot
one's cool.
mess, the hot butter.
The hot butter and
Hot
parsley.
butter. So, Night of the Living Dead has turned 50 this month.
Nifty 50.
Nifty 50.
We wouldn't have the zombies in the way we know them now if it was not for the man that you're seeing on the screen right now or in a couple of seconds, George A. Romero.
Yes.
Man, just to think that it was 50. But I got some actually really interesting facts about it. It was released back in October 4th, 1968. But get this. This is fun. And I wrote the actual words that were written down in this. This is actually in the IMDb trivia. Go check it out. Obviously, other people are writing it, so it may not entirely be true. But if this is true, it's actually really cool. So the U.S. rating system was installed November of 1968. But the movie was released in October 4th, 1968. Which means that makes Night of the Living Dead one of the last films that were released out into the public without a U.S. rating.
And that one actually kind of needed a rating.
Yeah.
I mean, we look at it now, we can, and we know
We shrug it off.
Yeah, we know the special effects. We know the whole.
I mean, we
and
know the trickery.
and the overacting of things.
Now-
There's a little cheesiness to it.
Well, by today's standards, it's not a really a scary movie.
No, it's really not.
It's
It might scare an 8-year-old.
it's
Maybe.
like, well, this is interesting.
I don't know. Remember 3 years ago when we went to see Ghostbusters and Night of the Living Dead? In
When
theater?
when we went to
Yeah.
the movie theater and we went and watched this, and Bet sitting next to me.
that was
She
that was
was-
the 90s remake.
I
though.
know, but she was damn near in my lap, and I was going, "Babe, it's just a movie. Chill." And I was like pushing her back into her seat. She couldn't find you, so she grabbed me.
I was sitting on
And
the
she didn't want to
opposite side.
grab him, so she was like, "I like this uncle," and grabbed me and kind of left it at that.
But in her defense on that, whenever they added the color and all that, the whole 90s
Yeah, I did.
redo on it,
Yeah.
it did add a little more impact for the more modern times. But
Yeah.
the old black and white,
Yeah.
you didn't see the actual blood. You just saw like this wad of gray matter that you could imagine was brains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I've got a fun little factoid about the blood too, which I really like this. It was actually Bosco chocolate syrup
Yep.
that was used for the blood.
Well,
Yes.
it's black and white. so
Yeah,
you
it was
couldn't
black
tell
and
the difference
white.
between
So
red.
I guess they were looking for a darker product that would show up on the screen.
Bosco chocolate
And
syrup.
why not Bosco chocolate?
I'm gonna see if I can buy.
I don't know. Bosco is Bosco still going?
I had never heard of it.
You might be able to find
Modern
a collector's
times.
I've heard of it, but I haven't heard of it. Yeah, like
You might
said,
be able
I'm
to find you a 50-year-old bottle.
Maybe that would be really cool to actually have. Actually, the house that they shot the film in was actually scheduled to be destroyed. Seriously, it was scheduled to be destroyed, and the owner was like, do whatever you want."
Yeah, I don't care. Do whatever.
Basically, yeah. So the house that the film was actually shot in doesn't exist anymore.
But the close, all the shots being tight and close, and you get that feeling of claustrophobic. It's because they were shooting inside of a house.
Yeah, they were
You
shooting
know how they
inside
do
of an
now? They
actual
got
house.
they have like 2-3 walls and then open.
Oh, and there is no basement. There was no basement. And yet,
Where did they do the basement
See,
by?
that's the
How
good
did
question. They actually shot it in Pittsburgh in a studio.
Okay.
So they just rented a space, turned it into a little studio, and made the makeshift basement. And
So
that's-
anytime they walked into the basement, they're just walking into a closet and shut
basically,
the door.
they went to Pittsburgh and shot the scene.
There are so many little things in that movie that if you really just actually dig into the whole story behind it, like the whole scene with the car hitting the tree, something so minuscule.
Yeah.
The reason they did that is that was actually one of them's mother's car, or wife's car, one of the
No,
two.
it was a mother. It was a mother. You were right.
And she had actually had someone hit her in the side
Yeah.
the week before, and that was the car they were shooting with.
It was parked at the gravesite, and somebody slammed into it just before the shoot started.
I
So
read
they had
they
to-
were out shopping.
Well,
Because this
really?
was her regular daily driver that
Well,
they were
yeah,
using.
yeah, and
And when they saw the car, they were like, wait, don't fix it yet.
well, like I said, this is IMDb, so there may be a little things that are skewed from it. But supposedly they were parked there to actually look at it. They went to go look at something else, and somebody who was leaving a gravesite slammed into it.
Yeah.
And it was enough damage they didn't know what to do about it, so they shot at a weird angle, and they had to rewrite the entire script. Or just that segment,
that portion of the script.
portion
Yeah.
of it. And they were like, okay, well, what if we have the car wreck that tree over there? And
Yeah,
that's
that
what
would
they did.
explain it.
Yeah,
That would explain
it
why.
would explain.
Because
why
if you
there's-
look
yeah.
with it going down the hill, it's always shot from that other side.
Yeah.
And then once it hits the tree, it's like, oh, well, it actually has a dent. They didn't just push it by hand up to the tree. They actually, it made it look like it hit the tree. I mean,
you know, in their defense, though, they didn't have a real big budget. So let me go ahead and actually talk about this. The cost of the film was actually $114,000.
Damn.
But strangely enough, even in that time period, so keep this in mind, this is 1968. So if you can imagine the economy then, and it grossed $30 million.
yep.
Times
And
On a
everything
budget
by-
of what again? 114,000.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it made 30 million.
And he made $30 million.
So basically,
That's
times
still a-
everything by 10.
yeah.
Actually, yeah, it was like 200 times 200 and something, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
Yeah.
The only sad part is there was so much of the money that came from royalties from it that they couldn't claim.
Yeah.
Really?
Whenever they filed the patent, it originally had another name before Night of the Living Dead. Well, when they filed the patent for the movie, they filed it under their original name. That's why Night of the Living Dead is open source now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Think about it. Every other movie back then is still considered copyrighted. You
So the
can't
only-
just go and make a copy of it and show it wherever. But Night of the Living Dead, the original 1968, is free reign. Unless they've changed
So that's
something more
why-
recent.
So it has no rating, so you can show it anywhere.
Yeah.
And then it's open
royalty
source.
free.
It's royalty free. So I mean, you can literally show this in any theater, and you can't really get in
They
trouble
can't do
for
it.
it. There's nothing.
So
they can
any
do about
money
it.
he made off of it was made
He
in that
barely made
initial
it
in the box
run, in the
office
box
or-
office alone.
Yeah.
So anytime they put it on a loop,
Well, when they asked George A. Romero what was one of the scariest things about shooting this film, and he said honestly, packing it up and going from place to place and asking people to please show the film.
Yeah.
That was the scariest part to him because he wasn't sure if he was going to make any money. So, I mean, $30 million just poof, gone.
but he got enough.
Well,
that
now he
could-
did get that.
Well,
Yeah.
But like after people figured out, you got to think it took years for people to go, hey, wait a minute, I don't have to pay to show this.
So maybe
Which I don't know if they ever fixed it or not, but I don't think
I
they
didn't see
ever.
anything on it.
I think they left that one kind of free range
Yeah.
because he did come through with a couple other good ones.
Well,
Like
there-
Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead.
But certainly he got
Well,
royalties off of any of the remakes.
I'm sure he had
Yeah.
to. I mean, one of the things though was I just went blank. So
happens.
apparently it wasn't that important.
Wasn't that
It
important?
wasn't that important.
You're slipping in your old age,
I am, dude. I drank a cup of coffee and I'm almost done with my Monster, and I don't have a lot of energy.
I drank 2 protein shakes.
I'm not gonna say what it looked
That's
like.
what she said.
Yeah, it was the.
It looked like a horse got.
No.
Suffice it to say, it resembles baby batter.
Yeah, we'll
That's
go
all
with
we'll
that.
go.
That's
Yeah,
what we'll
baby
call
batter.
it. Baby batter. So my stories
Goes
are
down
done.
so smooth though.
Personally, I'm excited though because they just re-released it a 50th anniversary edition at FYE.
Really?
Really?
I do
FYE
plan on-
is still around?
I do.
Wait a minute,
Yes,
could
they
I
have
get
one
in
in
trouble?
Meridian.
Could I get in trouble for pirating that?
Now, if it's under the license of another studio and they did the
And they copyrighted it?
Yeah.
Then possibly.
because
Okay.
I mean, if it's remastered, redone, etc., the company
Because I
that
want
does
to
that
watch it,
can
but I
then-
only want to watch it in like every once in a blue moon. I want
Yeah.
to watch it,
So
and
it's
I don't
not
feel like
DVD
paying
worthy.
$15 or $20 to buy it.
But it goes to George.
see.
If it goes to
Well,
George,
especially
I'll do
Well,
that.
he's
Well, he's-
his
Well,
family
he
anyway.
actually,
Yeah, his family.
Yeah, he passed away last
I
year.
know.
Yeah.
Now, on the plus side,
Rest in peace, George.
over 50 unreleased scripts that they have found.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
50
I wanted to
Drafts?
Like, from what I understand, the majority of them are darn near completed scripts.
So add a
Oh,
few
wow.
things, a little bit
I'm
of
not
flair.
saying all of them are of the Living Dead, but they are still George A. Romero movie
If
scripts.
it's his work, and if a studio deems it good enough to,
He did have a couple cringeworthy-ish movies, but yeah.
well, welcome to the 21st century.
But
He was
of
ahead
the
his
Living
time.
Dead
he was
ones-
ahead of his time to start with.
But his particular 3 of the Living Dead ones by far are my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people mistake of the Dead for the Dead.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
You
the
got-
Return of the Living Dead was none of his stuff, was it?
No, that was
Return of the Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Or something to that effect. They were offshoot copies.
Yeah, the 1,
Basically.
2, and 3.
Yeah.
It was one of his partner filmmakers from the first one actually did them.
But the Tar
It's like-
Man and the Return
The
that
Sewer Man.
No, Tar Man,
Okay.
Yeah.
the one in the barrel.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
one.
still gives me the freaking creeps.
Yeah.
What is one of your? Actually, we thought about doing a segment on this, but we weren't entirely sure. What is that off film that you watch every October? Let's start with Alex, and I'm really curious about
Which
this.
one?
Just any of them. Like, is there a particular movie that you watch during October that kind of gets you in that mood that nobody else really watches all that much?
Honestly, I'm an oddball. I look for odd B-rate
I
horror
know.
movies from back in the day.
That's why I
Yeah.
started with you.
My Of the Dead movies, of course, I run through them every
every Christmas.
Every Christmas.
No,
Yeah,
no,
normally
Christmas is
October.
the Die Hard movies.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to
I
that in a
know.
We'll
minute.
get to that debate in a little bit.
But no, like I was just curious because
Yeah.
I actually watch a movie every October when I can get my hands on it. Anyway, I need to get it on DVD so that way I can actually watch it.
hands on, darling.
All right, as long as it comes with butter. No, actually, it's called Monster Club.
I meant to look it up to
hadn't
do a little
seen it.
research on it.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, it is basically Dracula, the Wolfman, the Mummy, and basically Swamp Thing.
No.
Or the
you're
swamp
talking
monster.
You're thinking Hotel Transylvania, aren't you?
the lagoon monster.
No. It's the lagoon monster, basically the creature of the Black Lagoon, basically. And it is all of these, and they have to show up every so many thousands of years. And Van Helsing stops them the first time around, and they're trying to find this crystal. And if a ritual gets done at a certain time period, and they all go away, try to imagine horror movie monsters that we all grew up knowing and loving, mixed with the Goonies.
So basically, what the Dark Universe was headed towards, but then, well,
They
Tom
screwed
Cruise.
up. Thanks, Tom Cruise.
I don't think it was Tom Cruise's fault.
Hey,
It wasn't.
Dracula Untold was actually a decent movie.
It was. I have not watched it all the way through because when it was playing, I think it was playing on television. I caught like the last 45 minutes of it. What I saw was like, I want to watch the rest of this, and then I forgot about it.
I don't know.
Story of my life.
Do y'all have any weird movies that y'all watched? Just
I
out
mean,
of curiosity?
Mine is. Go ahead and do yours. Go
I mean,
ahead and do yours.
honestly, for the MGM Dark Universe, wait, not MGM, Universal,
Yeah, Universal.
what they should do is they should just Hulk the Mummy,
Hulk the Mummy. Okay.
and just start with Dracula Untold.
Yeah. Okay. What are some of the movies you like to watch during?
Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one,
Yeah,
the original.
I knew that one.
The
And
one
then-
with,
Weren't you watching that last night?
yes, I was watching that.
Yeah, we were on
And then I
video
got to-
chat. We were in video chat, and my wife came in and wanted to know why Andrew was watching porn and showing it to us. I'm like, no, it's Nightmare on Elm Street. He's about to reach up in between her legs, and then wait,
Hey, it was
it does
co-
kind of look like porn. Never mind.
When you really look
Hey,
at
the
it from a
bathtub
blurry
scene
screen.
and Johnny
Yeah.
Depp's death in the movie are the two best scenes in the movie. As far as silently, what the crap?
Rest in peace, Johnny. Rest in peace on your career, anyway.
Yeah, because he was a nobody for a long time after that.
He's still a nobody. He's just now a nobody with a lot of jewelry.
He's a pestering nobody.
He's an annoying nobody.
You know, where
He's
everybody has
pestering
it on.
nobody that wants to be a pirate.
Yeah.
Well, he is a pirate. He just wants to be a captain.
And he can't seem to keep
Now,
his
as
ship.
far as me personally, you was asking me what movies.
Yeah.
There aren't that many movies, but
Okay.
on the other hand, Twilight Zone,
Oh, okay. I was like, I was about to go.
Twilight Zone. They're so sparkly.
books, yes, movies, brain cancer, but yeah, Twilight Zone. What was it called?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Afraid of the Dark, Fear of the Dark. It was another one of the little horror short story.
The show? Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Now, Freak Show was another one.
No, Are You Afraid of the Dark was actually a kid's show that
Not
was
the
actually
kids
put
one.
on
There was another
Nickelodeon.
one.
That was scary. by
Tales
the
from
way.
the Dark Side.
Tales from
Yes.
the Dark Side.
Those,
Yes.
This time of the year, I love sitting down. And even though I know I've watched every episode made that I could find,
Yes,
It-
I remember that show when I was a kid. It was new when I was a kid.
yeah.
I remember it when it was new.
Because he's that old.
I mean, how about watching something like the original Twilight Zone movie and seeing Shatner up there? There's a man.
There's
on the
some.
wing.
There's
Thing.
something
On the
on
wing of the plane.
plane.
Wait, was
Who,
Twilight
all right,
Zone?
who did Shatner better?
I couldn't tell. All
There's
of us were going,
something on the plane.
There's some thing on the wing of the plane. I can't
That's
do a
a
Shatner.
close one.
I can't do a Shatner very well.
I can't either, but that was
Shatner's hard to get that
my
bad.
Shatner is more like Jim Carrey's impersonation
It's
of
an
Shatner.
Shatner.
Yeah,
I can't remember. Twilight Zone, the movie, but that was the one that had the rumor, or was it fact, about the helicopter crash?
Oh, I don't know.
I
I don't
remember
know.
the Vietnam
to be
scene.
honest with you, that is a very good question.
Now, there's another one of those paranormal-esque shows that is really good. It was ran for one season, I think during the mid-'80s, like 84. It was Kolchak, the Night Stalker. And he was basically a reporter, I believe. Mm-hmm. And every episode was like the freak of the week. where he'd get these paranormal stories that he was trying to cover, or these stories that he was trying to cover, and it turned out to be some kind of paranormal thing. And it was played by the man that played the dad in A Christmas Story.
Really?
Nope.
Yeah.
Huh. That is weird. Like
I think he did the show before the movie. I can't remember. They came out pretty close.
You know what? This is actually the perfect segue
Yeah.
to go to our actual debate. Now, this is something that it's sketchy because we have literally nothing written down. We're just kind of winging this one. And
Is anyone hearing crickets in their headphones?
You're the only two with headphones.
Yeah, sorry, no crickets.
I thought it's what I get for buying cheap stuff.
That's why you don't go to Dollar General.
I think the cop is on drugs.
I'm not
Maybe.
full. I still have
Sorry,
a lot
you
of
need
training.
to test him.
I still have
Chief,
a lot
if
of
you
training.
got more of those tests, yeah.
I still have a lot of training to do before I'm a full-fledged cop. But as long as I work with a certified officer. I work with a certified officer. So I'm out there doing the job, and you can work, I think it's like a year or 2 years without going to the academy, but you've got to be with a certified
So
officer.
you're just
the whole time.
deputized.
It's something to that effect.
Okay.
It's something to that effect. I wasn't sworn in or anything. Chief threw the badge, brand new in the pack, on the counter, and I thought it was going to be like, here's your badge. This is a symbol of a higher responsibility, blah, blah, blah.
He's
That
like,
kind
get in the fucking car.
Actually, Chief don't really cuss much, so he threw it on the counter, and he's like, here, that don't make you no better than anybody else. Okay, cool. Thank you.
You just have the pretty lights to pull people over now.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. Now,
I don't
if I
know.
write a ticket, I've got to have we're such a small town that I don't have to be in the same vehicle with
Yeah,
them.
actually, you can come and visit this town. It's Bumfuck, Mississippi,
Look, the whole
nowhere.
town is maybe 2 miles wide.
if that.
If that.
Yeah.
But it's got a nice Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah.
If you don't know, what
We're going to
Piggly
get
Wiggly-
a new one.
And a Dollar General.
It's about a mile
And a Family
wide and maybe
Dollar.
2 miles long, and that's it.
That is it. That is the whole
The
thing.
biggest business in this town are 2 flea markets. They
Yeah.
are literally the biggest floor
Yeah,
space
that's-
in this
that's
town.
it.
And then the
about
second,
Flea markets.
The flea markets are really cool, though.
Rivaled only by the grocery store, which is
Piggly Wiggly.
But all I've had to do,
and the hospital.
the only
Band-Aid
like
station.
real
Band-Aid
cop
station.
stuff
Super Band-Aids.
that I've had to do is we had 2 people on 2 separate nights that couldn't remember if they locked their front door or not, and they came home. It's this kind of town. You don't have to lock your doors.
911. Can you check to see if my stove is still on?
But they couldn't remember if they had locked their doors or not when they got home, and the door was slightly ajar, so we had to go in and clear the house. Now I'd already been. I'm good friends with a guy that was in the military, and like for no reason out of the blue other than I wanted to learn how, I asked him to show me how to clear a room,
Yeah.
1 and 2 man clear a room,
Yeah.
and he showed me that, and I remembered it very well. So when we went in, I already knew how to do that. You know the whole, it's a whole ordeal. You got, you carry your pistol like this so you can. But
Okay.
that's the only cop thing I've had to do, and I wrote a ticket. And I
shame on you.
Shame on
That
you.
poor little old lady. I'm
Yeah,
sure
God.
she deserved
Yeah, she was just,
It actually was an older woman, but
she was just trying to get across the wall.
I just
she
want
was
to point out
breaking
the
the
rest of
law.
us did not know this detail.
No, I'm not. I'm not going into any details about any of it, but it was an older woman, but she was breaking the law.
Yeah.
Breaking the law. Breaking the law.
I actually used to sing that to my grandmother. Like, I'm not even joking. There was this one time I was taking her to the doctor, and it was going to be like an hour trip. I know this is way off topic, but I mean, you sung that song, and it made me think of it. So my grandmother got on to me, and she said, "You're breaking the law. Put your seatbelt on." And I was like, oh God, yes. Okay, fine. And I put my seatbelt on. Got back into the car again with her later on, and she started complaining again. "You didn't put your seatbelt on. You're breaking the law." And I said, "Okay, man, I'm sorry. And I put my seatbelt back on. We stopped one more time before we were headed on our way home. My grandmother got in. I put my seatbelt on without thinking of it, and she didn't. And so I had my phone connected to her stereo system, and I had the song, and so I put it on. I'm like, breaking the law, breaking the law. And she was so mad at me for like an hour and a half for playing that. I had it blaring in her stereo. It was great. I loved it. But you sung that, and that just made me think of that instant. That was so funny. But all right, so we're actually going to move on to the next segment, guys. So there's this humongous debate over rather certain movies belong to certain holidays, and then other people who say, nah, it doesn't really matter. I'm on the spectrum of it really doesn't matter. You can watch it as long as it's not something that is literally about Christmas itself, like Frosty the Snowman, the Santa Claus, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, that kind of aspect.
Wait. Frosty Snowman is about winter.
Yeah, not Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is about.
It's like Jingle Bells is actually Thanksgiving.
This is
Claus
gonna be
shows
interesting.
Up.
You
Santa
guys are
Claus
gonna
shows
enjoy
up
this.
in the end of Frosty the Snowman.
This is gonna be fun.
This is going to be a lot of fun.
Santa Claus shows up at the end of Frosty the
Oh, that's
Snowman,
part of winter?
and he takes him to the North Pole,
To
so
keep
he
him
doesn't
alive.
melt, or something to that. I haven't
So
watched
why
it.
So
why
it's
was
near
Kris
the end of
Kringle
winter.
just riding around
riding
randomly if it
around.
wasn't Christmas?
Because he sees you when you're sleeping.
He sees you doesn't mean
knows
he's out
when
and about.
You're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good.
Guys,
good,
guys,
good.
We're gonna lose
This-
views. They have
This
enough.
is a Halloween episode, not a Christmas episode.
How creepy is it to sing Christmas songs during Halloween?
He sees you when you're sleeping. He sees when you're awake. Gotta be very metal. God,
That was
that was awesome.
evil.
We need that for our intro. Anyway, so let's talk about these handful of movies that everybody really wants to talk about. And I want to talk about my absolute favorite one that I love to watch, even around, October, November, or hell, even December, is the movie Gremlins. Is it a Christmas movie? And
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes,
see, I don't think it's a Christmas movie.
because
Hold
it's
up, hold up.
scary.
Hold up. Okay, very beginning of the movie, he goes looking for a present for his son for Christmas. The whole event happens leading up to Christmas and ends.
He gets it on the day before Christmas, and everything happens during Christmas.
Exactly. Therefore, it's a Christmas movie.
It is not a Christmas movie because it's not celebrating Christmas. It literally shows it for like 5 seconds.
But they're showing Christmas through the whole movie. The
Yeah,
whole
the
town
dog
is lit
gets
up.
tied up.
decorated.
One of the great kill scenes was to a carol.
Yeah.
A caroler, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You see what
It has the
I
horror
see?
aspect.
That's what kind of makes me feel
So
like
that
it's
makes
perfect
it-
for October.
Yeah, it has the horror aspect, so it fits in with Halloween, but it also takes place during Christmas.
It's like Krampus.
It's a by holiday. It's a by holiday movie.
I think about it more like the Krampus. I mean, the Krampus is, the whole evil Santa
Yeah,
setup.
yeah.
It's definitely a Christmas thing, no matter how you phrase it. He's the anti-Santa.
It's a Christmas theme.
He's anti-Santa with horns. I mean, it's a Christmas movie. So
It just
therefore,
gets you if
Gremlins-
you're naughty.
Well, still, I mean, it's
You've been
still
very
considered
body.
a Christmas movie by most. And it does just as much as far as Christmas as Gremlins.
Kyle's
Yeah.
been very naughty. Krampus is going to visit him this
I
year.
think
Grab him
movies
out
like
of his
that-
bed, put him in his basket, whip him with switches, and then throw him in the river.
Wow, I usually pay for that. I'm getting it for free this time?
You know, I did pay a
That is a
Thai
Christmas
girl.
gift.
I did pay a Thai girl a lot more to do a lot less.
And he'll be on my couch tonight once his wife hears that. To me, it just doesn't feel like a Christmas movie. I don't feel Christmassy about it. And maybe that's why I won't consider it a Christmas movie. What do you think, BitChute? What do you think, YouTube? Let us know down in the comments below. Do you think Gremlins is a Christmas movie? Do you think that it's not? And
It's
if
a
so,
by
why?
holiday. It's a by holiday film. It's a by holiday film.
That's offensive in 2018.
It's by holiday.
All right, so
I just came up with that. By holiday.
they have that. It's called the Gay Pride Parade.
No, it's a by holiday.
All right. The next one, Die Hard.
Christmas movie.
It is not a Christmas movie.
I don't care what Bruce Willis said at his roast. He's old and senile.
Now I
It's
have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
It's a Christmas movie. Now, 2 and 3 are not so much.
Nah,
rest of-
2
The second one was
two
clearly
is-
a
hey,
Christmas
two.
movie.
2 was a Christmas movie.
Two
Also?
was-
Yeah, it was. It was in the airport because they got snowed in.
Now the one with him and
3 was, I think, Patriots Day or something like
the
that.
No,
one
3
with
was
him and Sam Jackson, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
It's actually my favorite one is 3, believe it or
Yeah.
not.
I can't remember which holiday it falls on. I can't remember if it's July the 4th.
It doesn't fall. It
on
doesn't
any
fall on any
holiday.
holiday.
Yeah, it does.
No, it
Does
doesn't.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
We have to rewatch these movies.
Yeah, we have to rewatch this movie.
Especially me, because I don't think I've ever seen 2 or 3.
The debate rages on.
I watched the first one when it first came out, and that's been it.
It's a
You're
good
like 2
series.
when it came out.
Now,
That was 29
Live Free or
years
Die
ago.
Hard, not so
Okay,
much.
when I was old enough to remember watching it one time when I was little. That's the last
Live
time
Free
I
or Die
watched
Hard
it.
takes place on President's Day.
Moving on. So, do you think it's a Christmas movie? Do you think it counts as a Christmas movie?
That one can fall in under the line of a Christmas action movie.
I just think of it as an action film. It just so happens to be during Christmas time because they had to have an excuse
but
for
how
those
is
two to come
Gremlins a
together.
Christmas movie when it's...
I don't count Gremlins as a Christmas
See,
movie.
I do count it because he bought Gizmo as a Christmas present. It all starts.
See, that's a better argument
it
than
all
the one
starts.
with Die Hard.
It all starts with him buying Gizmo, the little Mogwai, as a Christmas. If it wouldn't have been Christmas time, he wouldn't have been looking for a Christmas present.
I don't know.
Therefore, you wouldn't have had the issue.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. It just kind of seems weird. And strangely enough, what parent out there in the world do you know that's already got their child a dog decides to get them another animal?
None.
See? I often thought that was very weird about that film. But anyway,
And
back
he's
to
an
the
only
Die-
child, too.
Well, that is true. So maybe they do spoil him.
Die Hard's a Christmas movie. That is my argument. Good day, sir.
I
said good day.
All right. Nightmare Before Christmas. Is it a Halloween film or is it Christmas?
Yes.
Both.
It's by holiday.
It starts off as a Halloween movie. It actually progresses with the season because it starts off as a Halloween movie.
And just like in real life, they skip Thanksgiving.
Well, now wait a minute. Now there is a reference to Thanksgiving in the movie.
Yeah, for like a split of a second on the side of a tree.
Well, to be fair,
But it is
Thanksgiving is
one
not
of
an
the doors.
international holiday.
Yeah. They
Different
went
countries
with-
had different Thanksgivings.
They went for more international holidays like Halloween and Christmas, the two more recognizable of them.
I would have liked to seen Jack go through the St. Patrick's Day one.
That would have been funny.
That would have been great.
Came back all Irished.
That would be awesome. I think that would have been amazing. No,
Kiss me, Lucky Charms. I'm now Irish.
what's this?
I cannot make this.
There's Budweiser everywhere. What's this?
What's this?
There's ale in the air.
What's this? What's this?
I stepped in some vomit.
What's this? What's this?
It's a drunk man on the
PBR.
couch.
No, I don't know. Like, part of me really wants to count it more of a Halloween film because that's where he goes to. You know, he kind of turns around, starts there, goes to Christmas, and then immediately comes back to Halloween and the concept.
But at the same time, his whole thing is he was going home to work on creating Christmas.
A form of Christmas, but I count it more of a Halloween film than anything. I'm not a big fan of the film anyway. I'm really not. I don't know. Tim Burton just never appealed to me. I'm sorry. I know people are gonna hate me for that.
On the
Only reason
counterpoint,
why I know who Tim Burton is because I was a Batman fan as a kid. I still am, but
and he still screwed that up.
see, with me, the whole Batman fan led into being a Tim Burton fan. I actually like Burton. Not all of his stuff, but most of his stuff.
Hey, Michael Keaton was a good Batman.
Nipple
is
Batman. My nipples are harder than Batman's.
No, that was George
Oh,
Clooney.
that was Joel Schumacher.
I know.
That did the bat nipples.
I know, but you were
George
talking
Clooney.
about
Yeah, with
nipple
George Clooney.
Batman.
On the plus side, he did drag Batman into live action and actually did a decent job with it.
He screwed
Tim Burton. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
he did. It was a good job.
Well, consider.
I didn't like
For it to be
Catwoman.
early 90s, late 80s, early 90s.
I didn't like the Catwoman.
What?
Hey, didn't.
I didn't like the Catwoman. I didn't like the first
What?
Catwoman. I'm sorry.
What?
Hey, for,
Michelle Pfeiffer.
I don't give a shit what her name
Dude,
is.
she did a great job as Catwoman.
She did. The costume threw me off. I hate
The costume was pretty good.
It's horrible.
The costume was nice.
Dude, you're totally outvoted on this one. You got two fanboys and a virgin. You're outvoted.
I don't care. This is my personal opinion. I didn't like it. It annoyed me. Now I like the one that they used in Dark Knight, the Dark Knight series. I really liked that. It was Anne
the
Hathaway.
Christopher
Anne
Nolan.
Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway. I loved
Trilogy?
that Catwoman, the Selena Kyle one. I loved that one. But the other, not so much.
Nothing about her said Catwoman other than IMDb says Catwoman.
No,
Yeah.
no. Well, I mean, she had the ears, but it was goggles.
No, there were
too.
goggles that popped up, and it just happened to look like cat
Exactly.
ears.
That was kind of a cool feature that I really liked about it. I don't know, just the over playfulness of the cat kind of killed it for me. I think, like the what is her name? Holly Berry.
Halle Berry.
Halle Berry.
Hey,
I
Halle Berry.
didn't like that either.
I
It was
didn't like
over
that.
playfulness of
Absolutely
the
not.
cat.
Did
Back
not
on
like
track
it.
though.
Terrible.
That movie.
Any
was
other
awful.
ones?
We will not talk about it.
There were several that we had in mind, but I can't remember them all.
The Santa Claus.
But can we at least agree Nightmare Before Christmas it's Halloween into Christmas?
By holiday.
Yeah.
It's by holiday.
Isn't it a
film.
tri-holiday because technically Thanksgiving should be there. They just
The Easter Bunny shows up too, so
Okay, try holiday.
what?
So,
Quad.
That is how this movie identifies.
so does how about the Tim Allen movie, The Santa Claus? It takes place over a whole year.
But it's about Santa Claus, which
It's
is a Christmas film.
It's a Christmas movie.
But is it more
that
about
counts.
Santa Claus the man or Santa Claus as in
The
the
entity.
fat man that delivers presents?
Both, because he is slowly transitioning into that.
It's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
It's
What
a
about
Christmas
Miracle on 31st Street?
movie. Christmas movie. 34th Street.
But it takes place
Get the address
in
right,
mostly July.
It's a Christmas movie
It's Christmas.
because it's about a man proving his
It released
sanity.
in
You can make the same
It
argument with
released
It's
in
a
like
Wonderful
June or
Life.
July.
It's a Wonderful Life as a Christmas movie.
You know that movie actually was not that great until it reached
No.
syndication.
When it got to where they didn't have to pay royalties to play it, that's when they started playing the crap out of it, and everybody thought, hey, this is a pretty good movie after all.
Yeah. Any others we can think of?
I don't know.
Just
You have
real
any
good
suggestions?
theaters? The Well's About Dry. Those are the big controversial
Those are the really, really, really big ones. I mean, how about you? You got any other suggestions? Because those are the top ones that I think of. That's very questionable. No.
I don't think I know of anything.
Andrew, anything from you?
Yes, Andrew. Anything from you? I love how you quote
Frozen. Frozen.
That
That
is
is
a good point.
nothing. That is a.
But
I don't
it's
know.
definitely not Christmas.
It's not Christmas. There's nothing Christmas about
It
it.
has nothing to do with Christmas.
And
has
you can't say
snowman.
because it takes place in winter because
It does have snowman.
It does have a snowman,
But
but
see,
it's like he said, it takes place in summer.
Andrew, just let it go.
let it go, let it go.
No, we just got over
Say
that
goodbye and slam that door.
James, keep your day job, dude.
Who sings that? Let's let them do that.
I'm singing it right now, mother.
Anyway, that's basically it. Do we have anything else that we'd like to add while we're here?
Not that I can think of.
James?
No.
No?
Oh, I didn't get to do my list.
Do your list. Do we have time?
Yes, we
where's
got-
the timer.
We're a little over an hour.
Not counting the time we got to cut out.
Yeah, not counting that what little bit I got that fixed from our snafu earlier,
Which you'll never see.
which you'll never see.
Yeah. Thank you, Power Editing. Even though we weren't wanting to use you, we are going to use you
Yeah,
a little.
this time.
Only for interruptions.
So what
The
you
movies,
outside?
the movies that I like to watch around Halloween are, Halloween, Fright Night. Have you know anything about Fright Night? He knows Fright Night.
Yep.
It's a vampire movie.
Really?
Yes, and it's. You remember back in the day when they would have these shows that would just play these old B movies and be hosted by somebody?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like that.
Elvira.
Well, yeah, this character is like that. It's actually Roddy McDowell from Planet of the
They
Apes
gave
way
him
back in
tits
the
and a
day.
big hair?
Yep.
No. But he plays a movie presenter
Okay.
on television, and this kid is convinced his neighbor is a vampire, and for whatever reason, he thinks this actor.
Oh,
is yeah. They remade it several years ago with Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
They actually did a pretty good job with that one.
It was okay.
It was all right.
It wasn't that
But I like to watch that. I like to watch Halloween. The Town That Dreaded Sundown, which is based on actual events.
Oh,
Gotta watch Scream.
really?
Gotta love Scream.
What about Scream do you like?
Drew Barrymore.
Well, that's a given. Drew Barrymore.
His whole motivation.
his whole motivation.
Even though
for the
she's
film.
killed in the first 10 minutes. Drew Barrymore.
He's like, it's totally worth it. Quite frankly, he
Hey,
doesn't really
just
watch
like
the
her in
whole
that
film.
one Netflix series.
Yeah.
I mean, technically,
she
he
comes
doesn't
back
watch
as a
the
zombie,
entire
keeps
film.
eating
He just
people.
watches that first 10 minutes over and over again about the length of the full movie.
No, there's just something about Scream that's, I don't know, it resonated with me. I guess because maybe it came out when I was at that impressionable age and I hadn't watched a
Puberty.
good horror movie in a good
He
while.
just wanted to reenact it.
I haven't watched a good horror movie in a while since then. I saw this. Hey, it looks like it's a good slasher flick. Maybe a good whodunit.
Do you like scary
Sorry.
movies?
Do you want to play a game?
Do you want to play a game?
Hello, Sydney. Listen, you little... You hang up on me again, I'll gut you like a fish.
What no, what about you? I mean, you put out a list. So, Andrew, what do you usually watch?
Nightmare on Elm Street, Night of the Living Dead,
I watched those
Alien,
too.
the original Alien.
Now, the original Alien,
Is that a
It
Halloween
is
movie?
a suspenseful horror.
technically, it doesn't have a holiday because it's out in space and time is not relevant.
True.
It's a holiday neutral.
Yeah.
It's so it's for any time of the year. No, my mom actually is the one that got me hooked on those movies.
Yeah.
Was the Terminator, the Alien films, Star Wars. The reason I am today who I am today is all because of my mom.
Thanks, Mama Mario.
Yeah, basically, yeah. She's the one that actually got me hooked on all this stuff, and then I just kind of blossomed on my own because my mom hates horror films. Even though I try to get her to watch them as much as possible, she absolutely hates. We watched As Above, So Below not too long ago.
I've not watched that one yet.
That it's not scary. First off, it's a jump scare film, and my mom wigged out.
I believe it.
Wigged out. My grandmother, on the other hand, was just
Yeah,
happy as could
see
be.
that.
Could care less what was going on.
Not much scares your grandmother.
Not really. No,
It's like I've seen everything. This is not gonna phase me.
it doesn't bother.
Nice
her at all.
try.
But no, my mom was like, and that blanket got higher with every scream, and before you knew it, it was behind her head. But yeah, because of her is the reason why I watch the horror movies and the geek movies and all that.
About like my mom getting me started on B-rate horror. Mom, night shift nurse. So what I do when I was a kid, she'd come home. We'd watch B-rate horror movies because they came on at like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like movies that I watch now, and it's like, yeah, this wasn't bad, but dang, this was a shot movie. It's like, what happened? How did I love this movie
The
so much?
made-for-TV movies.
Are the
Yeah.
worst.
I wish we could go back to that time where there was like the movie of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have movies like It.
Yeah. Have like the week-long miniseries.
It was actually really good. Is it a Halloween movie?
No.
Yes.
No.
I don't know. I don't count it as a Halloween
No,
movie.
it's just a horror movie.
No, it takes place over most of the summer.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
a summer movie. It's a 4th of July film. Check it out. Very patriotic.
It's very nice.
They're fighting for the freedom
By a killer clown.
from a killer clown.
Twice.
So I think we're done here.
I think so too.
I
That's
think
about
we're,
it.
We're
wrapping
getting
it.
ready to wrap it up. All right, everybody. On my right, we have.
Alex Fatman.
On my left, I have.
James Papa Fozzie Leach.
On the end, we have.
Andrew, the Fat Bat.
And my name is Kyle the Irishman Morrow, and you have been watching. You've been watching Nobody's Listening with JAK Productions. I hope you guys have a great week. Halloween is just around the corner. Get as much candy as you possibly can. If you're not old enough, then I really think that liquor stores should hand out
Little sample bottles.
sample bottles. I really do believe that
Little
post
shooters.
that you see on Facebook. Everybody laughs at it, and I'm like,
That's not a bad idea.
that's not a bad idea at all. But
But
anyway,
you don't want to go into a liquor store with a mask on. That is never a good idea.
Don't do that.
Never.
and never, ever, 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 ever go into a bank and try to make a deposit or withdraw with a mask on during Halloween.
That's right. Or
If
any time
it
of the
does, it'll end up on the news and it'll be hysterical.
You know,
Practice safe mask wearing.
Wyoming's the only place I ever been to when I walked into the bank and the teller was wearing the ski mask.
Anyway, we hope you guys have a lovely Halloween. We also hope that you have a great time and you'll be back to see us. Don't forget to comment down below. I believe we've started our Patreon as well.
Yeah, I've still got some work to do to it.
Okay, so we are working on a Patreon. If you guys would like to help, we would actually love for that to happen because we want to make the show better, brighter. We're hoping to get lights here soon. We've been talking about it anyway, and I believe we've got a camera on the way as well.
Yes, we have a camera.
Okay.
Have a gooder
Much
camera.
better.
A much gooder camera.
More
It's going to
gooder.
be on the way. So, I mean,
It
a lot
can do
is
4K
happening.
at the same frame rate as this camera.
That would be awesome. That would be amazing.
nice.
So,
Or we can do twice the frame rate at 1080p with a much higher megapixel rating.
anyway, so
Anyway, we got
So,
things to do.
we've got a lot of things going on and a lot of plans for this show. Hopefully, we're going to have better articles, better topics. Also, is there something out there that you think is kind of weird and awkward? Send it to one of these three guys. I'm being serious. They need all
Send
the
it
help
to
for our-
anyone but me.
No, go ahead and send it to him. Send all of them to him.
Kyle.
Also, don't forget to comment down below. We'd love to hear from you guys. Be careful what you comment, though, because Gertrude might read it for you. A little hint for the future there. So hopefully you guys will actually really enjoy that segment as well. I'm really looking forward to the show. We have been working very, very hard on this. I mean, we've worn ourselves out, quite frankly. Anyway, it's time. So we'll talk to you guys later. Have a happy Halloween. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you later.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.